Cowboys Nation, it has been a whirlwind of news lately, especially with the recent decision to part ways with Matt Eberflus as the defensive coordinator. This move has sparked a lot of conversation about the future of the Dallas Cowboys defense and who could step in to reshape one of the most critical units on the team. Fans and analysts alike are dissecting every possible candidate, debating who has the right mix of experience, creativity, and leadership to take the defense to the next level. The challenge is clear. The Cowboys have cycled through 4 defensive coordinators in as many years, and the results have been less than stellar. The urgency to find someone capable of turning things around is higher than ever, and the stakes are enormous. The question on everyone's mind is whether the Cowboys can attract a coordinator who not only has a track record of success, but also fits the culture and personnel of the team. Names like Brian Flores come up frequently, and it's easy to see why. His reputation as a creative and adaptable defensive mind precedes him, known for disguising pressures and keeping opposing quarterbacks guessing. Implementing a system like Flores's would likely require an overhaul of the secondary, integrating new safeties and potentially a veteran cornerback to anchor the back end. This kind of change is significant, but the potential payoff could be transformative for a defense that has struggled to find consistency over recent seasons. There is also the reality that some candidates may be better suited for the role than others, not just based on skill, but on timing and availability. While there are experienced names from the past, such as Rex Ryan or Bill Belichick, the Cowboys may be seeking new blood to inject fresh ideas and energy into the defensive strategy. Old-school approaches can work under the right circumstances, but the league has evolved, and the effectiveness of unconventional and adaptive schemes has never been more apparent. The challenge lies in balancing experience with innovation, ensuring the coordinator can maximize the talent currently on the roster while also planning for the next wave of acquisition through drafts or free agency. Reflecting on past players who defined the defense in recent years, the likes of Gilmore, Lawrence, Lewis, and Vanders come to mind. Many of them have moved on, some thriving in new environments while others are out of the league due to injuries or declining performance. It's a stark reminder that even highly talented units are fleeting if the coaching and development do not keep pace with the game's demands. The next coordinator will need to find a way to mold the available talent, extract the best possible performance from the roster, and build a sustainable framework that can withstand injuries and roster turnover. Success won't come from a single scheme. It will come from the ability to adjust dynamically to each opponent and make the most of each player's strengths. The Cowboys have options within their current coaching staff as well. Coaches like Ray Brown and Daniel Bullocks in the secondary or Chris Kozer on the defensive line stand out for their ability to develop players and improve performance, sometimes beyond what raw talent would suggest. These internal options present a pathway for continuity and development, but they also raise questions about whether an external hire might bring the kind of innovation needed to escape the cycle of underperforming defenses. The balance between promoting from within and seeking outside talent is delicate. Internal candidates understand the culture and the players, while outside hires may introduce systems and schemes that require a learning curve but have the potential for greater long-term upside. One of the most important factors in evaluating potential coordinators is adaptability. In modern football, it is not enough to install a system and expect players to conform perfectly. The best coordinators adjust their schemes based on personnel, injuries, and opponent tendencies. In recent seasons, there have been instances where the defense struggled because adjustments were not made and the scheme did not fit the strengths of the players. The next coordinator must prioritize flexibility and ensure that every player is positioned to succeed. Leadership, communication, and the ability to command a room are also vital traits, as they translate directly to how the team performs under pressure on game day. Fans are understandably concerned about whether the next hire can produce measurable improvement in the near term. While turning around a defense overnight is unrealistic, even incremental gains in rankings and efficiency could signal progress. Moving from one of the lowest-ranked defenses in franchise history to a competitive, disciplined unit would be a significant step. It requires not just new plays and formations, but a philosophical shift in how the defense approaches every situation, from 3rd and long to goal line scenarios. The best defensive coordinators think several steps ahead, anticipating not only the opposing offense's immediate tendencies, but also how adjustments will evolve over the course of a game or season. The search also involves assessing realistic options, and some candidates, while impressive on paper, may have external factors that affect their availability or fit. Considerations like prior head coaching ambitions, current contracts, or other professional commitments can play a decisive role. For instance, while Brian Flores represents a creative and aggressive approach, there is speculation about his potential interest in head coaching opportunities elsewhere. Other options like Jeff Ulrich may be more immediately accessible, though they might not bring the same level of innovation or notoriety. The front office faces a complex puzzle, balancing immediate impact, long-term potential, and compatibility with team culture, all while navigating the realities of personnel availability and contract negotiations. In addition to the coordinator selection, fans and analysts are discussing the type of defensive philosophy that will best suit the Cowboys going forward. Some emphasize exotic blitz packages, coverage rotations, and disguised pressures as a method to disrupt opposing quarterbacks, while others advocate for more traditional, fundamentals-focused approaches. The ideal solution likely involves a hybrid of both, combining creativity with discipline to ensure players can execute effectively under pressure. Every decision, from the alignment of the defensive line to the positioning of safeties and corners, contributes to the overall effectiveness of the unit. It is not just about scheme. It is about cohesion, communication, and the ability to make real-time adjustments during the heat of a game. As we dig deeper into the Cowboys' defensive situation, it becomes clear that the next coordinator will face a multifaceted challenge. The roster has talent, but it is unevenly distributed, and injuries have taken their toll over the past seasons. The ability to identify which players to lean on in critical moments will be just as important as the schemes themselves. Veteran leadership in the locker room can stabilize a defense, but it must be paired with a coach who can translate strategy into execution. The next defensive coordinator must act as both a tactician and a motivator, bridging the gap between potential and performance. The Cowboys front office is acutely aware of this need, and it will be fascinating to see how they approach the hiring process. The idea of bringing in someone with a reputation for innovation, like Brian Flores, is compelling precisely because it challenges the status quo. His approach emphasizes unpredictability, using disguised blitzes, varied coverage schemes, and pressure packages that force quarterbacks into mistakes. This philosophy requires players who are versatile and football smart, capable of reacting to rapid shifts on the field. Implementing this system is not just about installing plays. It's about cultivating a mindset among the defensive personnel that emphasizes anticipation, adaptability, and precision. It's an ambitious undertaking, but if executed properly, it could transform the Cowboys' defense from a liability into a strength. Internal candidates also present intriguing possibilities, particularly coaches who have demonstrated an ability to elevate individual players' performance. Ray Brown and Daniel Bullocks, for example, have been instrumental in developing safeties and secondaries, often exceeding expectations given the talent at their disposal. Chris Kozer on the defensive line has a similar reputation, maximizing output even when injuries or lack of depth present challenges. Promoting from within offers continuity and an intimate knowledge of the current roster, but the Cowboys must weigh whether these internal options can provide the same level of strategic innovation as an external hire. It's a balance between familiarity and fresh perspective, and the decision could define the team's trajectory for years to come. Past performance provides a stark illustration of what is at stake. Players like Gilmore, Lawrence, and Lewis thrived under previous systems, but have since found themselves in new environments, highlighting the transient nature of football success. Injuries, personnel changes, and coaching decisions can dramatically alter outcomes from one season to the next. This context underscores the importance of a coordinator who can adapt, innovate, and make real-time adjustments. The best defensive leaders in the league today are those who combine preparation with the ability to think on their feet, and the Cowboys must identify a candidate who embodies both qualities. Leadership is another critical component. A coordinator must command respect not only from the players, but from the entire coaching staff. They must communicate clearly, instill confidence, and hold players accountable while maintaining flexibility to adjust schemes as situations evolve. It's not enough to rely on past accolades or previous successes. The modern NFL demands a combination of tactical intelligence and interpersonal skill. A defensive coordinator who can inspire and lead effectively can elevate a unit beyond the sum of its parts, transforming average performances into consistently competitive play. The Cowboys situation is further complicated by the need to integrate new talent from the draft and free agency. Any system, no matter how innovative, must be compatible with the strengths and limitations of the players on the roster. A coordinator who imposes a rigid scheme without consideration for player capabilities risks underperformance and frustration. Conversely, a coach who adapts schemes to fit the personnel can unlock hidden potential and improve overall performance dramatically. This is where experience and situational awareness become crucial. The ability to assess matchups, recognize tendencies, and adjust tactics on the fly is what separates successful coordinators from those who fail to maximize their roster. Fans are naturally eager to see measurable improvement in the first year under a new coordinator, but the reality is that progress often comes in stages. Even moving from the league's bottom-ranked defense to a middle-of-the-pack unit would be significant. Incremental gains in efficiency, tackling, coverage, and pressure packages can compound over time, creating a foundation for sustained success. The challenge for the Cowboys is to identify a coordinator who can create that upward trajectory while instilling confidence in the players and staff. Trust and buy-in from the team are essential, and achieving that requires both strategy and leadership. Additionally, the Cowboys' search must consider the long-term vision for the team. Some candidates may bring immediate tactical improvements, but have aspirations beyond the coordinator role, which could limit their tenure. Others may be more patient, focused on building a system that develops players and positions the defense for lasting success. The front office must weigh these factors carefully, seeking someone whose goals align with the organization's ambitions. It's a delicate balance, requiring foresight and strategic judgment to ensure that the hire not only addresses current deficiencies, but also supports the team's evolution in the coming years. Ultimately, the selection of the next defensive coordinator is about more than just a name or a resume. It is about philosophy, adaptability, leadership, and the ability to transform potential into performance. The Cowboys have a unique opportunity to break the cycle of instability in their defensive ranks and create a unit that can compete at a high level. Whether through an innovative external hire, a rising internal coach, or a blend of both approaches, the next coordinator will play a pivotal role in shaping the team's future. The decisions made in the coming weeks will reverberate throughout the season, affecting not only the defense's performance, but the overall trajectory of the Dallas Cowboys in the years to come. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Whispers around the league suggest that the Cowboys could be on the verge of a seismic defensive shift, with Maxx Crosby's name suddenly echoing through front offices and locker rooms alike. Nothing has been confirmed, but the mere possibility of Crosby slipping into Dallas colors has already sparked animated debate about an immediate transformation up front. The Cowboys' defensive line, long respected for its speed and pressure packages, would gain a relentless edge presence whose motor rarely cools and whose intensity can tilt an entire game plan before the opening snap. Sources close to the situation frame the talk as exploratory rather than finalized, yet the logic is hard to ignore. Crosby represents the kind of disruptive force coordinators build schemes around, the sort of player who compresses the pocket even when he doesn't reach the quarterback. In Dallas, that pressure could free interior linemen, simplify coverage responsibilities, and allow the defense to dictate tempo instead of reacting. The impact, at least in theory, would be immediate, with opposing offenses forced to account for number 98 on every passing down. Around the Cowboys facility, the rumor has reportedly fueled cautious optimism. Coaches envision rotating Crosby to keep him fresh while maximizing his trademark burst off the edge. Teammates, meanwhile, see a potential tone setter, someone whose work ethic and practice could raise the standard across the unit. For a team with postseason ambitions, adding a proven aggressor to the front four feels like a statement of intent rather than a luxury. Of course, skepticism remains. Financial gymnastics, locker room chemistry, and the cost of acquisition all hover over the conversation. Some insiders wonder whether the chatter is strategic noise, designed to test the market or apply subtle pressure elsewhere. Still, in a league driven by bold moves and calculated risks, speculation alone can shift expectations. Until clarity arrives, the idea of Maxx Crosby reinforcing the Cowboys' defensive line lives in that tantalizing space between rumor and reality. If it materializes, Dallas could be staring at a defense reshaped not over months, but almost instantly by the arrival of one relentless pass rusher. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.